Friends of the Earth Africa, an environmental justice organization, has called for the ECOWAS Parliament's intervention to end the exploitation and human rights violation of plantation farmers across the region by multinational companies. Ms. Rita Waka, coordinator of the Forest and Biodiversity Program of FoE, who led the organization's delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament, made the call while presenting FoE's concern before the Parliament as its ongoing 2022 First Ordinary Session in Abuja. According to her, some multinational companies, especially those of oil palm, come to African communities in the name of development but end up forcefully taking their lands and exploiting them. After the presentation before the Parliament, the FoE delegation leader told journalists that the organization was headed to Brussels, Belgium, to engage with the European Union parliamentarians to caution European companies in Africa who were engaged in such heinous acts.
There are more cases of labor exploitation and workers' rights violations as a result of the operations of these agro-commodities companies. We're seeing workers, including pregnant women, being ferried or transported in open trucks to locations with accidents and death recorded. It is sad to note here today that among our delegation here, we have one of the community representatives who was knocked down by one of the tractors of this company, and today he cannot work on his own. There are a lot of violations in communities that are hosting these companies in different territories and communities in Africa. Our struggle against the corporate takeover of our forest and land for industrial plantation expansion by corporations is not a fight against development, but a struggle to prevent further human rights violations, environmental damage, biodiversity and livelihood loss, as well as promote the development of millions of indigenous peoples and local communities, with a focus on women and youths who depend on forests and farmland for their day-to-day well-being. We call on the ECOWAS Parliament to support economic partnership agreements that respect the rights of local communities and indigenous peoples in Africa and protect and restore the environment. Provide access to justice for defenders and affected local communities. Stop trade deals that empower companies to influence legislation through special rights and provisions at the detriment of public interest.
One of the victims, Philip Oroko, from Cross River State, who shared his experience with journalists, explained how he was badly treated upon sustaining injuries on the plantation by the company he worked for.
I had an accident. At the management present, they bring the ambulance and pick me and dump at the hospital on the 10th June 2019 up till now. They are not even asked of me if I'm alive or I'm not alive. They dump me at the hospital, my leg naked, turned to bone. She's aware of what I'm talking about. Like about 10 months, I came back. I went to them. This is, you are worker that had an accident, you dumped at the hospital without asking if I'm alive or even though I was dead. Is that the way you people should have dumped me? They send army. They use army and chase me away. They say that they have money, that anywhere that I take them to, that they have money to use and buy their way, that nobody can speak. And I have a picture here in my phone. They carry pregnant women at the tractor. A woman will be with a pregnant because of the shaking of the tractor. She will bleed and miscarriage.
Honorable Shiaka Sama, a member of the ECOWAS Parliament for Sierra Leone, urged the Parliament to act drastically in addressing the menace he described as a new form of colonialism.
These multinational companies are very rich. They have a lot of money. In places like Africa, where you have massive corruption, the people, their lives are in danger. Because these companies come and they give huge bribes to local authorities. They instruct the police to arrest protesters. Promises are not kept. The people realize that they have been robbed. they don't even have a land to farm on. I want to remind this House, most of us here, majority of MPs in the ECOWAS Parliament are from the rural areas. I can say that. And most of us, we come from families that are farming families. Our school fees and college fees were got from the land. So if we have multinational companies coming and taking all the farmland, Madam Speaker, this is a shame to all of us who have known this injustice and have taken to act. Madam Speaker, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, Madam Speaker. So I want to thank Friends of the Earth and other people who have sacrificed sometimes their lives to make sure that we enjoy the freedom we are enjoying today, Madam Speaker. This is very serious. This is a new form of colonialism. If we don't take our time, we are going to give up this continent. Other people